What does it say?
That's
Curry's
Curry
car
Car
deal.
Deals. That's my guy
Right,
where I bought my
right.
car from.
Perfect.
I got
So
them
what's
all over.
up? We're live.
We're live, Facebook Live.
We are live. So I'm excited to have you on here. The last time you were on here, the last time we were on, we actually did the podcast and it actually got a lot of good responses. I wanted to do a live and give everybody an opportunity just to pop in if they can't. And then I'll share it as a podcast as well. I just know we've had some things come up. It's been a month since we did our last one and just kind of want to give everybody some updates. I hope Caleb hops in here pretty soon. Why don't you like give me a little update from last time we talked? You're just kind of chilling and making some silent moves and give me a little update on what's going on.
I guess you could call it silent moves. It was more of a, I was jobless for about 2 months, beginning of December.
Silent moves, jobless,
Silent
whatever.
moves, jobless. But
Yeah.
man, through the storm comes blessings, right? There's the
Amen.
calm before the storm. I landed a manager position. I work at a group home now with, I have 2 residents that are special needs. Absolutely amazing because my little brother Devin, happy birthday, Devin. It's his
Happy
birthday today,
birthday, Devin.
31.
Mhm.
He was born with cerebral palsy, and that's who I'm working with now. Absolutely love it. Learning the manager stuff now. Man, I got a few things going on. We're gonna drop the YouTube channel soon because we finally got everything in order, as you can see. And I'm just handling business, just rolling with the punches and do what I'm supposed to, you know?
So I recall a time, and I'm gonna say maybe it's been a little over a year ago when you and I both were talking about maybe a little over a year ago where we are both talking about yeah we're gonna start a podcast, yeah we're gonna get some equipment, yeah this, yeah, and so we both kind of got it. I really never picked up the podcast equipment. I ordered a camera and then I was like, let me get a couple ring lights and I don't really know what I was waiting for good equipment. I was waiting for a studio that was going to be built, all this stuff. And then I was like, exactly when I started my podcast and I told you, and you said, what's 3 words that come to mind? And they are start, struggle, build. Like you just got to start, struggle through it, and build. And yeah, even from our first podcast, the first podcast, there was a logo on your head almost the whole time, like right on your head from me.
Like this.
Yeah,
You
that's
know how
right.
long I sat at my computer trying to remove it? I
Yeah.
could not figure out how to do it.
Well, and then I did another one and but that's one of those things. My voice was really echoey. There was a lot of glare in my glasses and stuff. But start, struggle, build. That's like perfect because that's what we have to do sometimes when we in life. But once we get out of incarceration, and so
Struggle build. That's respecting the process.
yeah, because I wrote this the other day in my newsletter that's about to go out. When I'm tired, I build anyways. When I'm down, I build anyways. When no one's watching, I build anyways. You
Right.
know,
And when I don't want to do it, I build
I build
anyways.
anyways. So that was kind of the theme for this newsletter. That the one that's just getting ready to come out is build anyways. Like you guys build with me. What are we going to build right now? What you and I are building, this platform, we're building for people, not just people that are formerly incarcerated, but people that have struggled. And usually when you start something, you are going to struggle a little bit, but you just got to continue to build it. And what else has been going on with you recently?
I think to go up what you're saying is I think we're building something unique, right?
Right.
I like to sit back. I watched you did Eric, right? What
Yeah.
was the girl's name?
Patricia.
Patricia. I seen that and I
Mhm.
was listening a little bit of what she was saying. And you know what? Like I think we're in the midst of a wavelength that is changing the face of recovery, period.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing to
Yeah.
be a part of. And it's amazing to witness, to see what's going on within our community from Tempe to Safford.
Yeah. So,
Um, I just been, man, I maintaining. I just
yeah.
been maintaining. Slow progress is still progress. It's
Yep.
not perfection. It's always progress. Even if you have to take 2 or 3 steps back, it's going to move you 5 or 10 forward. I've been working on my car. Rolling with the punches. Like there's so much going on. December lost the job, going through that. feeling emotions, emotions that are difficult to deal with, keeping people close to me that are in my circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had even yourself and then a few other people that are close to me just supporting me and encouraging me to keep going. And it's been such a blessing, because I'll tell you what, the things people don't see are the nights where there's tears and uncertainty and not knowing if you're going to keep your apartment or your car. Being out of work for 2 months, I had a little chunk saved for myself and used it all, and ended up 2 and 3 payments behind on credit cards and my car payment and making sure the rent's paid. But here's the thing, stay focused and stay dedicated. Like, everything's going to come together, because I just got blessed and my taxes and my paycheck hit at within the same week. Everything up to date again, you know. And
okay.
It feels so good, you know.
Yeah.
I say that. I don't say that to boast, like, oh, I'm doing my thing, but I say it to encourage everybody to stay focused and stay with it. Even if you get hit in the mouth, you got to keep going in that fight, you know.
That's right. So and you know, people see us. Hi, Ashley. Ashley Lemon's on here. I see, you know, the other night, like, hey, can anybody hook me up with the jumper cables? Like, we're out here struggling. Dude, you know what I mean?
You know, people hit me up when I posted that. My battery died on me. My buddy calls me and I was like, where you at? He's like, right in front of you. And he pulls right in the parking lot. And I was like, bro, where were you? You know, I had people I didn't even know, like, hey, let me come help. And it was amazing.
That's what's something to be said about our community. And in our, as for our community, I don't just mean like as our time. Hi, Christy Dobbs, my friend, is on here. Our community of people that have been not necessarily just been incarcerated or had addiction problems, but have had a loved one. That's what this whole space is about. That's why I love the Sunrise program and what we represent. The Sunrise program runs completely on support and connection. We support each other. We welcome people that oh, dang it, Ashlyn just lost her car. I know, we get it too. People that are sober and their allies, you know, it's the Sunrise and the Phoenix sober community. Hi, Kimberly. Are all work on support and connection. We believe in all pathways to recovery, a holistic approach to recovery. You know, the main thing we have to have in this space is support, though. You know, I want to go back and touch on. We don't have to get on the whole relapse thing again, but back to how important the support is when you had a mess up. I don't know what we called it before, you know, and having people be able to get behind you and how that helps you pull through it all.
Yeah, that was
Hi, Samantha Rucker.
That was a refreshing thing, because, you know, we sit and we learn, right? For me, it's over here. For me, like, my recovery, like, see these folders right here? I brought these out. This is man, you don't even know. This is about 45 certificates in programming while incarcerated, and these are all certificates.
Perfect.
All of them. Peer support, 60 sessions of recovery wellness. You know, you name it, I did it. Triple P parenting. I took the time to learn, and that's what's helped me learn that awareness and being able to stay strong and continue to move forward with it. And just the support, though, is just insane, because when I went through that, I got to the point where, like, I was climbing and just nonstop going when I got out of prison, that I created a following and I created a presence within our community of recovery. And then I got off parole and got complacent. You know, this is facts. I got complacent, and for some reason I got a wild hair up my you-know-what, and 2 weeks. And I got to the point where I went into withdrawals, and I called, I'm going to shout out Virtue Recovery Centers or Detox Center, and called them. They sent me a lift, or my sister took me, and then I got a lift home after a week. But I called them because I couldn't do it alone. And I was able to do that. But at first it was hard to do that because I didn't want people to think less of me, you know. But I'm glad I spoke up, you know, and it's the support was amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was like, I've been talking to you, and then I see something, you're at the hospital, and then your arm's broke, and then something else, and then you're like, hey, I gotta call you, whatever. And you called me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm down, I'm here for it. And I knew, you know, you weren't messing around, because you got right out in front of it. And that's the thing that people fail to do sometimes. They have guilt and shame, and instead of just being like, man, I messed up. I got to get in front of this and get myself into detox, people don't want to do that because of the shame and the guilt and the stigma or the eyes on them. Believe me. Hey, Patricia. Patricia said, do your thing, Bobby. He was just talking about you, Patricia. Yeah, that's the thing about you is it's a much more humbling experience to be like, hey, I messed up. Can you guys get behind me? Help me. I'm going to get into treatment, than it is to burn your whole life down and try to pretend you're sober. And pretty soon you're not recovering from it or deny that it's happening. So I applaud you for that. And it's hard to just admit that.
I think when we mess up like that, people seem to focus on the negative, the shame, the guilt, the hurt, the pain. But what about the integrity? Right? What about the integrity and doing the right thing when nobody's looking?
That's right.
What about the honesty? What about the respect in yourself? What about understanding that even if you have a lapse, and I'm not trying to say this to make it okay to do it, but even if you have a lapse, you didn't lose all that sober time. No. You just changed your date. And you get
up, that's a good way to look at it.
And keep moving. You got to stay strong, and you got to understand that we're only human and we are going to make mistakes.
We are.
If we look at mistakes as failure, then we're going to keep failing, keep stumbling. Look at a mistake as a lesson learned, and that's how you're going to pick up and keep moving.
Yeah. And, we've also spoke about this before is, everybody has a different idea of what sobriety is. For me, honestly, myself, it has to be absolute. It can't be any marijuana, can't be walking into the casino, can't be any gambling, can't be scratchers. And that might sound ridiculous, but for me, there's so much trauma attached to those things, because when I used to use or when I used to drink, I'd be in the casino, just all of that. It's not that I think it's triggering, but I have to be totally abstinent from everything. I have friends, honestly, that have been sober from, I'm just going to say, narcotics for 20 years. They smoke weed. They're sober to them. They're sober. That's their journey. I don't judge. I'm not here to say, oh, well, I have another friend that is a horrible heroin addict, fentanyl, almost died several times. She's celebrating over a year sober from narcotics, fentanyl, heroin. She occasionally has a cocktail. She considers herself sober. That's not I'm not a judge. I'm here to support you. I'm not here to, hi, Jennifer. I'm not here to judge. We're not here to judge. Everybody's sobriety is different. I don't care how you got sober, just that you did. I love the steps. But yes, I know Patricia just hit 2.5 years yesterday, and that's amazing. That's amazing.
Good
Shout
job.
out, Patricia.
Good job.
So, and Jennifer's on here. So I'm kind of hoping Caleb can hop on if he comes in. I'm going to pop up a picture of me and you and Caleb really quick. I'm new at this. So that's a picture of me and Bobby and Caleb. I want to get to that story a little bit. So I met you, I think, social media, right? At first, just kind of social media.
I was working CBI with Rhonda. Yeah. Rhonda told me about you and how she got into the light.
Yeah.
And then we ended up connecting at Peg's Walk to Fight.
Yeah.
Sorry. Walk to Fight. And that's where we met. You were at what truck was that you were with?
Fentanyl Project. I was driving the Fentanyl Project van.
Yeah, that's where we first met when I was doing the Rise Again thing. I still have Rise Again. That's in the shadows. But that's when we first met. This was a long 4-hour drive by myself to pick up that guy.
So so let's get back to that. I might pop this back up again. I'm so excited that I'm learning more about how to do this stuff. So it's just really interesting. So I'm like, hey, can I get you in the light? The light is my newsletter that goes into prisons, institutions, jails, rehabs, all over the United States. Just started out for the girls in Perryville. But I said, hey, I love your story. I want to put you in the light. And so I put you in the light. In the meantime, every 6 months I get a list. Well, I get lists, and every 6 months, so whoever's being released to my county, I send them out a packet. Hey, do you want to be in my program? New Hope Reentry. When you get out, help find a place to live, help you find a job, get you a phone, get you some clothes, so I get a packet back from Caleb Chef. And then also I go to a meeting one day, and this HVAC guy, he's on the board at the coalition. His name's Merlin Baldwin. Do you know Baldwin? Do you know Mr. Baldwin?
Mr. Baldwin, I think so. That sounds so familiar.
So he said, "Hey, I got a guy that's paroling to Graham County, and and I said, "Oh no, he's in my program. Got it. Yeah, I got him." And he's so Caleb gets out, and so no, before that. So I'm sending your newsletter in, and me and Caleb are doing my program on the tablet, like setting goals, what we're gonna do when you get out. And he goes, "Hey, that guy in the light, Bobby," he's like, "That's my homeboy. Like, he's my good friend. We did time together." And tell him I said, "What's up?" And I'm like, "That's crazy." So I remember I text you, and I'm like, "Hey, Caleb says what's up,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Yeah, cool. Hit me up when he gets out." So this
That was
right
like a
here.
month prior too.
So yeah, this right here, Caleb gets out, and that very day, he shows up at the reentry center. We get him hooked up with some stuff, and he's like, "Hey, my home plan is not going to work. It's not a good situation for me to be sober. I don't know what I'm going to do." We couldn't get him into the house. So this kid literally has spent his whole adult life in prison, literally
19 to 33.
19 to 33.
He
And then
just
he
turned
is a kid.
34 in November.
Yeah. And so I called you up. I was like, "Hey, Bobby, this is that. You guys got it straightened out. You came and picked him up. You guys are still like rolling today."
We're still chilling. We're still here. We got the apartment. He got his room. I got mine. Man, that guy, I brought him down here, right? And that's right around the time I went through my detox run.
Right.
And while I was in detox, I'm so thankful for him to have the drive that I had when I got out. Because while I was in detox, he didn't even ask. He just took my car, boom, went and got his license within a week.
He told me. He told me.
And after he got his license, I came back from detox. The day I came out of detox, I came home, I changed, I went right back to work in the shelter. And guess what? A couple weeks later, Caleb was in the shelter working. Caleb's still in the shelter working, killing it. He was nominated for an award, like a Gritty Award. Like he's just putting in that work.
That fits him, Gritty Award. When you were in detox, he was like, "I'm trying to get people." Hi, Aaron. "I'm trying to get people to like take him to get his license, do this and that." And me and him were having this conversation. This kid just did his whole adult life in prison, and he's just like making major moves. And he's like, "I'm just going to take the car to get my license." And I'm like, we're thinking of these things like, "No, park over here, do this." And he's like, "I'm doing it." And I'm like, I got you. I'm behind you. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm just glad he did. Because listen, when I let him drive my car when we went over to Bartlett Lake, because he'd never been to a lake, and my brother was out there for my nephew's birthday, I let him drive. That was the wrong road to pick. That was like a roller coaster road going up to Bartlett. He almost got me.
You guys sent me a video, but what was really amazing also is that what you were able to do for Caleb was able to turn around and do for somebody else. So I don't even remember how it quite came back, but again, I sent out my packet. It went into the prison. I had a young man from Graham County. I know his family paroling here, and so he's in my program and everything. And he just gets stuck in Kingman. He's 100% stuck in Kingman. They just throw him out, put him out. And he's calling me, and I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea what to do." And he said, "Well, I can get a bus, get to Phoenix." And I was like, didn't know who else to call. And I called Caleb, and I'm like, "Hey, I got this guy. I don't know." And he's like, "Got you." So Caleb hadn't even been out of prison for very long. Caleb goes and picks up this young man, and gets him, buys him some clothes. This kid needs to get to Tucson. He stays the night with Caleb, right? Caleb gets him to Tucson, and Terry, my husband, and I are able to go over there, pick this kid up, bring him back to Safford, get him started. The guy actually needed some more time on his resume, so it didn't all work out, but Caleb and I were able to give him that opportunity. And Caleb's like, "Yeah, whatever." I hadn't been out that long. I think I'd been out just around a year when Caleb got out, and Caleb and I had to buy a bus ticket. I mean, I don't know. Then we got lost downtown, and I'm trying to do my blow and go. I'm trying to get Caleb here. I had to buy him a bus ticket because we didn't know how to work his money. It was just, but it's struggle, right? Like start, struggle, build, and look at what Caleb's built now,
He's killing it. He had a car that took a crap on him, and he went and he's got a Nissan Sentra now, 2013. He's bought a second car, and he's only been out, I think he's coming on a year already now.
He is coming on a year. That picture right there was about a year ago. So that was the day after Caleb got out of prison. And when Caleb first got out, because that's what I do with my people in my program. You know, I mentor them or whatever, and we talk every day. And it was kind of, I knew Caleb had just done 14 years, maybe 14, gone in as a juvenile, well, almost a juvenile. And so I really wanted to make sure and check in with him like every day. And he needed that support and that connection. And I did. And I checked in on him every day. And we spoke every day. And, you know, then he got on his own feet. But occasionally still he'll like reach out, or I'll reach out. And my mom and dad are here. Hi, mom and dad.
Hi, mom. Hi, dad. I'm adopted.
Yeah, Bobby says hi. My dad's gonna be like,
tattoos.
My dad's gonna be like, how do you know that guy with all those tattoos on his face? Well, now my dad knows how. My dad's taken me many.
He used to hang out on the blade.
Nah. So yeah, it was really awesome what we've been able to do with Caleb and how far he's come. That just goes to show though how people in our community, you know, I know people that I've known forever that have never been incarcerated, that have never done drugs, that, and I'm not being judgmental, that I could put something on Facebook right now and they're not the ones that are going to show up. It's going to be a lot of times people that have struggled, which I get, you know. So that's really amazing.
I like that you said that, because earlier today, I got a call. It was probably like 2 days ago. My buddy Jamar Stewart hit him up. He's from the South Side. He doesn't have a release date. And he started calling me again in the last few months. And this guy is as real as they come, just like my buddy Damien Beck. Damien is doing 180 years, right? He just got it over. Right when I got out, Ducey was supposed to sign off on it, but he never did. But he just called me a few months ago and he got it overturned. He's coming home in 2028. But what I'm getting at is, you know, it's the people that have been through the struggle are the most beautiful people I've ever met. And these two guys like have changed my perspective on life so strongly. Like, I was with them for 3 years on the yard, and they're lifers, right? And I'm coming in there with how I was, a knucklehead and not caring. And then I started working around them, getting to know these guys and the way they carry themselves. It was just very intense. And I just want everybody to know the man of the hour just walked through the door.
Yay, I'm so excited.
These guys changed my perspective on life. They took the time to, one of them grabbed me by the shirt and said, hey, don't be a effing loser. And I never forgot that, you know? And then the way Damien carries himself, he's always smiling, very godly, and just pushing and pushing and pushing, doing 180 years. How do you do that? You know? And it just helped me so much. So I like that you said that, because it's very true. It's very true.
So, you know, I do have to say, though, my family. So obviously my family, Cassandra said she loves us both. I love Cassandra. I did a time with Cassandra Ramirez. My family, you know, I had an older brother and he's passed away. I have two brothers that have passed away, but he was in and out of prison. And, but I think that's part of the reason. My family, you know, very religious. Nobody in my family drinks, or, well, I mean, except for I did, but any of that. My brother and sister married in the temple. My mom and dad still married. Very supportive of people like us. And then a lot of that is because of me and what we've been through. My sister lost her oldest son, which was like my son. So my family, I lost my first husband, but also my husband, the kid that Caleb picked up that night, my husband and I drove all the way over there. And the minute we go to pick him up, he's like, check it out. I am not going to stay at that house or whatever. And I was like, dude, just get in the car. Get in the car, because Terry had driven me all the way over there, you know, and Terry's always like down for the ride. I mean, to a certain extent, you know, but my mom and dad, anything we do at the sober living homes here, anything we do at Sunrise, my family's very supportive, and there are supportive people out there. And, but once you've been through the struggle, it's amazing how we show up for each other.
I had a guy recently hit me up that, I guess he got my information. He reached out to one of my friends, Tiffany. She does the yoga stuff out here. And reached out to her, and my name and another individual's name was the information that he got. Man, I helped him I sent him the money to get a bus ticket to come down here. I guess he got stuck in Williams. And I'm telling this story because this could happen too, right? And it doesn't matter if it happens. You got to continue to help and continue to be that light. but I helped him get down here, and he disappeared on me just recently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it bummed me out at first. I was mad and I wanted to go off on him, and I was like, you know what? He needed it more than I did, so I just left it alone and I kept moving.
And you know, I used to more so. Hi, Leslie. How are you? I used to get my heart broke a lot. Now I've learned to not get so emotionally involved that. So here's my new theory. People would be like, you know, people just show up and sign up for your program just to get the phone and just to get the hygiene basket. That rarely happens. But you know what? Even so, that gives them the chance is when, if they're back on the street, to call me, to call someone. I have had a lot of people that have showed up, and I'm glad you made it on too, Leslie, and left, but then later on have reached back out and been like, hey, I need your help. Hey, can we? And that's one thing about Sunrise program. I'm able to reach out to. I got a group of people, Tiffany, what's up, girl, that will back me up and support. You know, you've talked to Sunrise, you drove down. Yeah, like Cassandra said, sometimes they just aren't ready. And you know how many years and how many times I just wasn't ready? Like a long time. I just wasn't ready.
I did 3 different sentences. You know what I mean? Boundaries are the most important thing you can have in this life. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. You know, you can't have any emotional attachment. I learned this when my first job ever coming out of prison. I didn't have no employment before prison because I went in at 21, and before that, I was just a knucklehead running the streets around here. I learned boundaries while I worked in low barrier shelters for almost 2 years. Because I want to help everybody. I still want to help everybody.
Yeah.
But what I had to learn along the way was you have to let each individual experience the journey on their own time.
Yeah.
If they're ready to get help, you know, that's how I, like, even when I ran my caseload, if I had a guy come in, man, he could talk good game, right? But the thing is I used to be that guy too. So I see what I see. So he comes in, we talk, we set up a game plan in his ISP or whatever it's called. And boom, I let him. That's the only time I go get him, bring him to me. Now it's his turn to see if he can sail the ship or sink it. Right. If they don't show up, I'm not going to show up either. But if I got a guy coming to me every day or putting in the work, showing me the applications, showing me this, showing me the dedication, well, I'm gonna give it 110% like he is. You know, I'm going to show up for him and I'm going to do it.
For sure. And that's what I always say when I get, you know, some new people in Sunrise. I'm talking about people that need help with rent and need help with a phone, and people don't always understand how these things work. Like, I don't know if they think these things for me just magically appear out of the sky. Listen, I have to have data. I have to have success to be able to get these things. We rely completely on grants and donations. People, you know, people are just donating these things because they feel like it's a good thing to do. No, they want to see that it's working. And I always tell people in Sunrise, listen, literally here at Sunrise, you're going to be supported more than you're ever going to be supported. I'm going to challenge you, but you have to match my energy, and don't try to run game on me because I am that guy. I already know, like, don't show up here, this, that, or whatever. Show up, be honest, do your best. That's what the judge here always says. And a lot of them don't realize. I have to just straight out tell them. Like a couple weeks ago, we had several new people, and I said, "Listen, my name's Kristen. I'm formerly intoxicated. I'm formerly incarcerated. Yeah, because you know, shout out Blake, Eric, Michelle.
Oh my God, that's my bro. He's
yeah, for sure. I'm part of formerly intoxicated.
You know, I got to work alongside of him, and just to watch him interact with the members. That guy, man, a genius.
He's amazing. And Kim said, we can't help everybody, but we can help someone. And, you know, that's the thing, too. People that give these donations and whatever, they just want to make sure everybody has a chance. You know, if you help one person, I send in about every other month, I'll send in 30 packets to people releasing to my county. Possibly, I might get back 3 or 4. Out of those 3 or 4, I might have one person, 2 people actually follow through. Now, I do have people when they get out, they come up and sign up for the program, but we do recover, Leslie. But I'm telling you right now, the people that are most successful in the houses and in Sunrise are people that have come from prison. Except for Eric Lopez and Shay. They're just these weirdos that like did some county jail, got out, and were like, hey, I'm done. Shay was in and out, but the people that will put in the work while they're in prison to do a little bit of work with me and come out. I had Jack. He was the house manager for a year or something. We got Patricia. Patricia, she's done, I think, four sentences. Me and Patricia got to go together last weekend. She came to the Convicted Comeback. Shout out Convicted Comeback last weekend, and she cracks me up. We stayed in this motel, and she's like, oh, we fancy. We on the 6th floor, and we had so much fun. But
did you have your washer and dryer in the center again, or
no? That was wild. That was really wild. But we went to the thing with Convicted Comeback, and I love the support that I'm part of Convicted Comeback, founded by Kristen Klein and her wife. It's a group of us girls that we met in prison. I got out. I'm doing the light. Kristen and Megan are doing Convicted Comeback. I come across them on TikTok one day, and I send them my newsletter. And then she's like, hey, I'm going to start doing this. And once a month, we're going to start going in. And so I went in with her on the first Freedom Tour. So Patricia was able to go to that. But I saw girls that I had been in prison with that I never knew or thought I would see again. And yeah, shout out Convicted Comeback. And it was just really amazing. And people showing up, the people that were in those vendor booths, all of us had been, formerly incarcerated. Stop it right now. What's up?
Hey, there's Goopy himself.
Hey, raise your hand if you've ever done time in Fort Grant. Not me, but I've been there. So my favorite thing is when I go to Fort Grant, they're like, the first time I go there, they're like, hey, how's HP doing? And I'm like, hold on a minute. I know what this is. And I'm like, you have to be talking about Caleb because you have to be saying he's Harry Potter. Have to be.
HP right? Is Harry Potter. Have you seen pictures of him at Steiner? He looked like Harry Potter's evil twin.
Yeah. So I put up a picture one day of us on TikTok, all three of us, but I put up a picture of me younger, but Caleb far younger when he was incarcerated. Caleb,
eating his boogers.
Run that down for just a minute about how old you were when you went to prison and how you how I'm gonna pop this back up really quick. How it was to be sentenced to that many years in prison at 18 years old.
Well, when I got sentenced, I was about 21.
Oh, okay.
I got locked up when I was 19, but I got sentenced to 2.5 years, and I ended up going to Cheyenne, and then I got page 2'd, and that's when right after that I got the 14 years. So
hey, I like that view you just had. You could see us all fully. I feel like
okay, like perfect. Thank you. Hey, we're learning as we go. We're gonna get this thing down.
It's cool to get this.
No. It's clear. It's a vape. It's a nicotine vape. Yes. Not on camera.
All right.
Be polite.
I'm not worried about it. That's a horrible habit though, you two. Anyways, hey, Patricia said, what up, Caleb? Patricia's on here. So me and Patricia, okay, so Caleb had barely been out, just not very long. And me and Patricia go to the reentry thing at the Koch Center or whatever it is. And Caleb shows up, and you've barely been out a little bit. And that's the day that Caleb wanted to he wanted to go to Tucson to pick up this car. And I'm totally not.
He was gung-ho about it, a stick shift too.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, Caleb, this doesn't seem like a good idea to me, but so he has an Obama phone that he gets there, and we're trying to figure things out. We're trying to get a bus ticket. Me and him and Patricia are like going the wrong way down a one-way street. Cause here we are, all these three people. Between the three of us, we've done like 30 years in prison, and I've been out a year. It was crazy, but you got to Tucson. Tell me how the car ride back was. How'd that go?
Oh, I didn't even learn how to drive the car till the third day I was there. So it was fun. RIP to that car. It actually passed away on me.
It's dead in the parking lot. You know how hard I tried to talk this dude out of doing that?
Caleb, Bobby, me too. And it was just like, and yes, we did go in circles. We did not know where we were going. We stopped and it would be over here. We were in the middle of but I did not feel really good about it either. I didn't. And I tried to talk him out of it, but he was like, go for it. So he did go for it. At that point, I was checking in with him every day. Especially when you don't know how to drive a stick shift, it's daunting,
Yeah. Right.
That's an experience.
That's that term, no risk, no reward.
Yeah. I was gung-ho for everything. Let's go. You want to all right, let's do it.
I've been shocked at the amount of time you did, about the transition you've made. And I mean, has it really been as easy as it's looked from the outside for you? Or I mean, I don't know. 14 years is a long time. Your whole adult life you were been incarcerated.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, it's almost been a year.
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah, you got out when?
March 31st.
You got out March 31st. March 5th, 1 year off of supervision.
That's awesome.
After 15 years of supervision, I've been off of it for 1 year. No police contact.
Yeah, and then the year at my job is coming up May 5th.
I know.
So I told him you got nominated for the Gritty.
One of those awards, yeah.
Like the Gritty. Go do the Gritty one.
No.
Show him how you can spin on your head. Yeah, he's killing it at the shelter. It's crazy too, because the job for him was perfect. As a coordinator at the shelter, it's the same stuff we do while we were incarcerated for work, but now you actually get paid for it, instead of 2 pennies.
Yeah, 35 cents.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing. You've done really amazing. And it is. My friend Kimberly, she said, it's really cool to see all of us that met in prison be out and doing great things and supporting each other. That's why I love going to these reentry things. I love going to convicted comeback things. I love going to J&M Walk to Fight, because everybody that is manning these booths at the mental health places, at the peer support, at the MAT clinics, at the behavioral health, whatever, I know all these people, and I know them because either I was incarcerated with them or I've gotten out and they've been able to support me. I always tell people when I go speak at the prison or speak, if you need help when you get out and you're not from my county, I will help you, because if I can't help you, I literally have a list of 10 people. I know more people than that. 10 people I can call today. I get George on the phone. He can help me. I get Jeremy on the phone. He can help me. I got Kim here. She can help me. I got
Jeremy Shaw.
Yeah.
Hey, straight up, the apartment I'm in right now is because of him. Jeremy Shaw. This used to be his apartment.
Really?
I took over the lease almost 2 years ago. I did the podcast with them on shout out to Outlaws to Advocates.
Yeah.
So George and Jesse and Jeremy told my story there. Jeremy's like, get your stuff. You're moving in my extra room. I was here for a couple months, saved some money, and come January, I took over the lease, and I've had it ever since. Yeah, Jeremy and his wife are really awesome. I love their story of how, she just supported him through all these years and stood by him, and that's like his rock, and Marlo's awesome. So, Bobby, I have somebody on here named Andy Adine, and he said, Bobby's the one that picked me up from prison and took me to New Freedom. He was the first person I met when took that first step out as a free man. Now I'm working at shelter at CSS. God is great. See? Amen. Let's go.
Let's go.
Dedication and hard work.
Hey, remember when you first took that job at New Freedom and you picked somebody up from Safford, and I met you guys at somewhere, a fast food place, and this dude straight up had just done 5 flat, and it's a trip, and you were able to buy him a meal. Yeah.
That's a good thing. New Freedom is amazing. They do that for them. You pick them up, they get their first meal. We cruise back, statewide. I was driving statewide, and my favorite part of it was picking up guys coming home. I mean, my favorite part was the lifers, being able to pick up the lifers and get to talk with them and just see the culture difference. And I remember there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but I actually had to sit there and help him learn how to use a seatbelt. He'd been in there he was in there, I think, 18, 21, 40 years. I don't know. He was in there. He was a lifer. So, but yeah, that experience was just amazing. That turned me into a morning person. I got to watch sunrises. I got to change my whole perspective on how I used to be. And it's really, I wish I had that when I first went in at 21, because I had it this time. And I had New Freedom pick me up at the gate. Like I've been September 8th, I'll be home 3 years, and I never went home. I went New Freedom, stayed there, sober living, CBI, rented a room, lived with a fling, and now I got my own apartment. Yeah, and I do enjoy going. Okay, so I love going in with convicted comeback.
It's just really, I get to see the girls. It's really inspiring for them. I go speak at second chance graduations. That's great. It gives hope, possibility, whatever. But my real is helping people coming out of incarceration and addiction. Not so much, Patricia said, not a fling. Not so much just people coming out of prison either. The people in Sunrise, some come from prison, but a majority of the people from Sunrise come from county jail. And I say this to them all the time. I am so inspired by people that are able to come out of a week-long or a month-long county jail stint and maintain any kind of sobriety, because I need a lot longer than Bobby. Then I need more handcuff therapy that's going to sit me down for a while. I did have an occasion when I was in my early 20s, like when I first started going to jail, that I was in there for a week, and I called my husband now. He was out here, and I was like, hey, if you'll come pick me up, I'm going to straighten up. And I did have a long length of sobriety, like years. Well, I got addicted to pain pills, but I mean, as for illegal, I was probably doing some illegal buying pain pills here and there because I was addicted to them, but
Allegedly.
But I really applaud these people that come out of county jail. We got a house full of them at, I don't know about full, but Patricia does a great job. Eric's mom said I was our fairy godmother. Yeah, pink Barbie fairy godmother. They're so cool. I love Eric's family. But that Patricia has a bunch of girls that, Patricia, that have gotten out of jail, and she's helping them maintain sobriety. Patricia said, that's all right. I was in a situationship. You don't even want to get on Patricia has a girlfriend and a boyfriend and some more stuff. Oops, sorry. I mean, did allegedly.
Patricia, sidestep. Hey, you know what you forgot to do? Let me see the Crocs you got on right now.
Oh, the Crocs. Hey,
let me see the Crocs.
Shoe check.
Hey, remember when you had to run and get those? Because I had these. Oh,
yeah. Allegedly. Yeah, because you know what I really had on, Caleb? I really had on these because ever since I got out of prison, I walk around in these nonstop. I had my Under Armour ones for a while, but when you told me we were doing shoe check,
I have mine too.
Under my bed. I still have them. I've had them for over 10 years.
Yeah, I cannot go without slides on. Like when I'm at home, I have them on. And socks. I never go without socks.
I caught him in the shower with them on still. Like 2 days ago, he was wearing slides in the shower.
Stop it.
I was like, what are you doing?
I got out of that one after I left my mom's house.
I get that part. Yeah, hey, Andy, the guy that you took him to In and Out, he said, love you, sister. Patricia Perez. He's from Safford. Everybody, even white people, Patricia is literally related to everybody in Safford. She's probably related to you guys. Patricia, are these your cousins?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. he used to run illegals. I don't think he's white.
I tried. It didn't work out.
Who does that as a teenager?
I was 16.
I mean, Caleb's a G, straight G.
Eric is on here. Lopez.
Yeah, Eric. What's up, Eric?
Hey, you know how I got to meet him? Is the day I would come up to pick him up. But I came and picked you up, and then we went over to there, right?
We took pictures outside.
Yeah, Eric was leaving. He was backing out, right? And all of a sudden, I see this whatever he was driving, it whip around, and he hops out, and that's when I met him, and we got our first picture together, and we've been buddies ever since.
Yeah, that's really awesome because I have you guys come Sunrise virtually, and just like Kristen Klein, they all know Kristen. Hannah actually came down. She's part of the Phoenix. So they get to know you guys, and because we're just a little county here. Good, Christina. Hey, we even got a CO on here. She's awesome though. She helps out a lot of people.
She is. I met her while I was working. I think while I was working at NF.
Yeah. George knows her really well. So when George got out of prison, he'd been out like 3 weeks, and I knew George that he when he was still in prison, and he came and spoke at Sunrise, and she was a guard that knew George, and she came, but his car also blew up on the way home, but he ended up getting a new car. But it was really cool. He got out of prison just to support me, came down, spoke to Sunrise. Hey, one thing I'm really so at Sunrise, like Eric, Patricia, me, everybody at Sunrise is planning. We're going to get Peggy involved probably in August, one weekend, a walk to fight here. I mean, I'm not going to do exactly what they do. I am going to get, because we've lost a lot of people here, and it would be awesome to have as many of you guys that are like Sunrise have been there. You two, if we put it out far enough, Blake, to get you guys down here and support, because we need that here. I mean, Caleb, you got ties here.
I was just talking to my my lady earlier, and I think we're coming out there soon. We're talking about a Bisbee trip, so
love Bisbee.
I'll be out that way, Tombstone and stuff. So we're probably gonna pop in.
So Caleb, how's it feel now? How does it feel after doing that much? Like, how's life treating you now? How's it going?
It's been fast.
Yeah.
You know, I just been working, and really for the first couple months, I didn't even really have any days off. I was doing all kinds of overtime.
What, like 150 hours?
I pulled 152 hours on a 2-week paycheck.
Beast.
That was my max.
Hustle, grind, execute.
Yeah. Start, struggle, build. I don't feel like you've ever, hey, look what Eric said. I don't feel like you have slowed down since you got out. Hi, Javier. Javier's on here, Bobby.
Javier.
Yeah.
I really haven't, but you know, when you get out, that's what you have to do. You know, stay as busy as possible and stay out of trouble.
You have you are like a testament to hard work and dedication, because you did a grip of time. I remember like trying to help you with the phone. I remember me and you with the QR code thing. Like, I was like, I don't know what we're doing. And then getting lost on but I mean, I really am proud of you. You've really done amazing. And I'm really, when Bobby picked you up, the next day I texted Caleb and I said, you know, I'm really glad he was able to pick you up. I tell people in Sunrise all the time, I'll never bring anyone in here to speak to you or anything that I don't completely trust. And I was so glad that I had somebody that I could trust with Caleb, because, you know, he's getting out and I'm going to try to do all this with him. And then just for him to, his home plan fall through, you know, for a lot of people, what that would have meant, back to incarceration, because a lot of people would have relapsed, freaked out, whatever, taken off. So having you be there for him was like a gift for all of us, because I was sweating that when we couldn't get him in. And I have to give a shout out to the parole officer that was in Safford at that point. He was like on it, you know, he was like there for it. And that's not always the case. The parole officers in Safford, pretty good.
Oh yeah. Because there's like 2 of them and they have to do the whole county. So for them to get it approved pretty quick and get me out of there.
Yeah, there was 2 of them. And I think one of them was Christine's cousin. No, I'm just kidding.
Patricia's. It was Patricia's cousin. Yeah.
Wrong person.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, this time, by the time this is all over, I'm supposed to, so I went in recently, I told you guys this, and I went in to hand in my intense probation sheet, and she ripped it up and they put me down to standard. So that was cool. And in October, I can, bye Kimberly, but thank you for being on. I am going to be able to get off probation. But so that's going to be the first time in 12 years that almost 12 years that I haven't been under the control of the state of Arizona. It's a long time. It's a long time.
Something in common. That's the longest relationship we've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Terry longer than that, but he's a godsend. He's a blessing.
Terry. We love you, Terry.
Yeah, hey.
You're really my dad, and you don't know it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids out there. You know, the thing about him is he writes for me, and that means he writes for everybody else, because he's down for whatever. You know, I bought that new car about a year ago. Hey, I did get that application, Christina. I'll get that. So this CO that's on here right now, she's helping a guy get into the House of Hope and into the program right now. So that's a beauty. Also,
what's his first name? I know that last name.
James. Is his name James? I don't know. James. She said thank you. Oh, you probably do. So that's the thing about Graham County Reentry. We have people getting out. Well, we have people. Oh, Justin. Sorry, Justin. You guys know him?
I don't know. That last name looks so familiar.
We have people that get out from Fort Grant that actually, because of the mine and because I go in there and they trust me and they know we have a good reentry program and we have good houses, we literally have people from the Safford prisons that aren't from Safford paroling here because we have such strong reentry programs. And that just goes to the Graham County Substance Abuse Coalition, what we're doing for people that are addicted that are in reentry, recovery, and we have a great prevention team. Recovery is great, but prevention's where it's at. We got to catch these kids before we got to head it off before it becomes a problem.
We got to lead by example.
Yes.
We got to lead by example, because a lot of people don't see it, but the younger generation like to emulate who they believe in, and it's crazy too. Even if you lead by example nowadays with the integrated system for the males, it doesn't work. It's like they're bringing these youngsters in, and just how crazy the system is today. It's wild with the youngsters and not listening and stuff. So,
well, and prison's never been good, but prison's horrible right now. No coffee, no, which I know that sounds ridiculous, but they they took the bags of coffee off the store. You can get the little sticks of coffee. You can't get creamer. You can only get the little 3-cent creamers. So the deal is they're trying to do away with bartering and trading. When I was like, you just made those little sticks of coffee solid gold. You know what I mean? Like the trading and bartering for that little coffee. I get the cigarettes being taken away, but the coffee thing is crazy. But also in the women's prison, just crazy stuff is going on the medium max units. The ladies are telling us, the girls that graduate the SMI programs, first thing that happens when they get out, they get beat up, they get their pills taken. Like, prison is not a place to be. It is not cool anymore. There's nothing cool about it. The yards are run down with spice and mat services. Everybody's addicted to Suboxone.
Oh, yeah. That's the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast we got to do, you guys. But
that's we'll call that the boxing poxin.
Yeah, because I have people that are coming out here and they're coming out with a habit that they didn't go in with. I mean, necessarily, because Suboxone is a horrible withdrawal, and they always say they send him out with enough. I find a lot of times they don't send him out with enough. And next thing you know, I just had this happen. He was out like 5 days and didn't get to the clinic or whatever, but dang sure got to Safford and got some fent. So you send him out. Suboxone withdrawal is horrible. Yeah. I'm not even going to get onto that. I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Even if you're first getting onto it, like I experienced when that relapse I was talking about, the lapse, I took a piece of Suboxone too soon, and what do they call it?
Precipitated withdrawal.
Right, and you ask him, I'm in my bed, I'm dying, and then for some reason when my sister's mom called, I was like, hey, should I do this? And that's what pushed me over the edge, and I went forward.
Yeah, because they're doing the MAT program. They start you off at 8 milligrams, and then they boost you to 16 milligrams.
Yeah. I mean, it was easy. When I first came out, it was easy to get on. I was getting 90 strips a month.
Yeah, and, Suboxone was meant to be a step down, right, to wean you off. But now, I never used to really believe in MAT services after being weaned off. But now I have a child that's literally overdosed and is no longer here a year ago in December. He was somebody, this sounds crazy. He was somebody that literally was going to be on Suboxone the rest of his life, or he was going to be dead. Well, guess what? He just got out of jail and he overdosed, but not on Suboxone, obviously. But the only time he could keep any length of sobriety or function at all was on Suboxone. I'm not saying I totally would agree with MAT services. I do not agree with somebody who's been in prison for 12 years and doesn't get out for 5 being able to be on Suboxone at all. I don't agree with that.
That's too much. I can't use Suboxone because I abused it while I was in prison. So for me, it's a drug. That's what it looks like.
I've absolutely abused Suboxone, and I've never been on fentanyl or heroin or anything, but absolutely have abused it. And people that say you can't get high off Suboxone are lying.
Yeah. Listen, I've had the scratches. Okay,
yeah, that's upset.
Yeah, he said, don't get me started on Suboxone, but just people nodded out, the spices coming in, they're drying it out and smoking it with tobacco. Anyways, I said, I knew every time we start talking about Suboxone, I'm going to get up on a roll on it. We're running up on our time right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me throw this out real quick. If you're going to move soon, check out Mullins Moving.
Yes, Derek Mullins. Derek Mullins.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I also
if you need a car, hit up Curry.
Yeah. Who else can we shout out? Hey, I want to shout out Jason and Sarah and Ronnie that you just had recently on your podcast. Or they had you on their podcast. They are going to be
Desert Recovery Centers. March 3rd. Coming out soon. This is the hat check.
They are featured in the next issue of The Light. So you guys, next week on my podcast, it's on my live. He's got to do, this guy with his hats is like me with my shoes. Next week on my live is going to be my daughter Presley. And hey, Patricia said she's super proud of you guys. I just kind of wanted to get on here, and I told her we can't be crying and all that, but you know, so people can see it from the view of an adult child. Like, I raised my kids, but my addiction still had a serious effect on my adult children. And my grandkids watched me grow up across a visitation table in prison. And I told Presley we can't get in too deep, but this chick is hilarious. You guys got to watch. You guys will die. She's hilarious.
I can't wait. And don't be scared to cry. Every podcast I've been on, I've dropped tears. Go watch the new one coming out March 3rd. I've dropped tears, and it's just telling my story. And it hits different sometimes, you know, and it just takes you somewhere. Like this month, not a lot of people know it, but this month alone is difficult for me. The 20th was my grandma's 14 years since she passed. That was, you know, my brother's birthday's today. And on the 28th of this month will be my mom's 4 years since she passed. And it's not easy, you know, but you got to stay strong and you got to keep pushing. And I believe when you drop tears, that's just letting that weakness go and releasing it through the body so that you can be free of those emotions.
Yeah, I spoke the other day at the Convicted Comeback event, and I did get emotional, and I do get emotional a lot, but sometimes we have to have, Caleb, I got to get you on here by yourself, and just not by yourself without Bobby, but just share your story, because you have a crazy story to begin with. But man, I really think I hope you acknowledge yourself, Caleb, because you got out and you're doing amazing, and you're like the nicest guy and so humble or whatever. You do not come across, and I'm not knocking anybody, as somebody that spent that much time in the system. You're pure at heart, and you're just a good guy, and I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of you both, but Caleb, you are like rocking it. I'm so proud of you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's not easy though.
We got cheat codes.
You know, you got to stick to it though.
Hey, having Bobby in your corner, that's what people don't understand. Like, if I got you, I got you, but you've got to give me the same energy, because I got you as far as like, but if you start taking away from somebody that needs my help that I can't help you with, that I'm not able to help. Yeah, super proud of you guys. Thanks for coming on. This is a really good show.
Sorry, real quick. My favorite thing this far still is the day he came home and he had a full bed, queen bed, TV on the wall. Yeah. And he got to experience, like, just the look on his face and how happy he was, like, to be able to do that. That was like my favorite part. And now I can't even go in the room. It's a disaster. Not anymore.
This picture right here, I put it up on TikTok, and was like, over however many decades in prison in this picture. And somebody was like, oh, how impressive, a mom and her sons that have all been incarcerated.
Mom, we need milk.
Yeah. And then somebody was like, hey, your guys' shoe game is fire. Hey, so I'm really glad everybody came on. Javier, I'm really glad to see you on here. We love you, Javier. You hang in there. You're going hang in there. Yeah, that's crazy too. Me and Javier go way back in the streets. Like,
I know way back, like 80.
Really?
She almost punched me. She almost punched me through the screen. Got me.
All right, you guys. Everybody, thanks for watching. My sister said great podcast. What I'll do is, I'll make some shorts and we'll put it back out there and we'll push it out. And I'm glad Caleb showed up finally and we got you guys back on here. I'm going to remove our family portrait right now.
Yeah. I got that hanging in my room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People talk so much crap to me. You should be so proud of your sons. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, whatever.
Have you seen him? His face is completely covered in tattoos.
Yeah. I'm proud of you guys though. Yeah, everybody, thanks for being on. We're going to hop off. I'm going to end the live. You guys stay on for a minute, okay?
Yeah, bye, everybody. Stay focused, stay dedicated. Go get that.
Start, struggle, build.
Build.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.